This is a touchy subject because I don't have the other half. So I'm going to try very hard to talk about this in a manner that it wouldn't hurt somebody else's feelings, which if it does, it does. But I went into this agreeing to my higher power that I would always talk about things and I wouldn't hold anything back. And when working with someone, it is very important on both sides working together to make this thing work. If both sides, if one side, if the addict or alcoholic or whatever, if they're the only ones getting help and the other half is not, because they've never had a drug or alcohol problem, well, they do have a problem. They just don't know it. They don't want to admit it, and society won't allow them to admit it because of pride and status and everything. But when two entities are separate like that, one's working on themselves, trying to get better, the other one's, it doesn't have a problem, they're still caught up into this world stuff because this world stuff got us drunk. Those are two totally different worlds being worked on at the same time. They're not coming together. One's going and spilling their guts about how shitty they once were. The other's shopping. One's crying, talking to a lot of people, trying to get through the day without dying, and the other one's enjoying selfish pleasures. And that's life. And that's how society is. The TV teaches us that. So, but I want to share this, and this is personal. Me and my wife of 15 years, 16, we're pretty much separated, but, going into this, I was in the hospital bed, basically, but they'd been through hell. When you allow an alcoholic to do things, and they did, and then I did it, it's all of our faults. But it's not just my wife. She's a great person, my ex. She's a great person, wonderful. Now, we all have bad habits and compulsions, but it's not just her. But it was an everyday thing for me to go. I did 217 meetings in 90 days, and then I stayed in it, and I'm still in it, because this thing is, we don't graduate from a program and say, all right, I'm fixed, because if both sides don't go seek help together, then when the argument or something arises, the other individual that is not armed with facts about themselves and about what triggers are, they will bring up a past event and throw it in your face, in my face, because they're hurt, so they're going to hurt people. So there was a lot of that, and for 4 years, it was basically me, and truthfully, nobody in my family ever went to anything. My mom went to a few counseling sessions with me, but what we stress, not just in AA, but other things is, man, you have to sit down and you have to get it all out. You have to see what part you played, I played, the dog played, the house played, everything played in the process of this individual almost self-destructing and dying. That's what our job is. We ignore things. Families ignore things because it hurts. We have been driven to forget about it. Give it to God. It's like, that's not what Scripture says, guys. Okay, if you're into that. You got to earn it. But you can't just say that was in the past. See, what families don't understand is our past, in partners and wives and husbands, our past is what saves our lives, is to look at it. And those of you that claim that you don't have a problem, write your shit out by yourself and you will see how much of a piece of shit you really are. But that means that we have to work on things together because, see, I did things and she did things and my family's done things that's never been addressed. And we don't want to address them. Not until it's life-threatening do we actually look at something. Even on our deathbeds, old-timers and people sitting there about to die say, I wish I could go back and change. And it's like, we have that opportunity. We do. But as a family unit, the nucleus, which is the father or the mother nowadays, the breadwinner, the homebringer, the money and stuff, has to be the leader. Somebody has to lead something in order for everybody to get better. You know, because when the addicts or alcoholics' life changes, that means everybody's life changes. Because that person got to that level of disease with a group help. You know, and I say all this because I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I'm not. If it happens, it happens. You know, and what I talk about, it scares people because they're too afraid to look and find out that they might actually be wrong. You know, but my children, what they seek is worldly riches as I once did. I see it on TV, I got to have all that. I see the partying, I got to do that. They see more of that than the riches that are within me and others like me. And that's what hurts more than anything, is to not have anybody to actually believe in you. You know, because I've got investors, but I'm talking about I need some big investors, somebody with some nuts like me. Because my past over 5 years proves my loyalty and my discipline and my structure to anything. All the drug dealing I did and the money I went through only structured me for what's coming ahead of me. All my experiences, yours as will too. You know, but people, they don't want to believe in alcoholics and addicts. Even, it doesn't matter how much time you had. It doesn't matter if you've made it to magazines. It doesn't matter if you work with musicians. It doesn't matter if, you know, you've journaled everything. It doesn't matter how good you are in a higher power's eyes. It's how you look in society now. And the ones around us don't want to participate, because then they get thrown under the bus as being, oh, well, look, they must have a problem too because they do everything with them. Well, no, they love them. That's why they do it with them, because they love each other and they want to get through it. It's what it's really about. It's not about, well, you're fucked up and sorry you got that disease, but I'm still doing whatever I want to do. That shit's got to go, but it won't go, because a lot of people want to fill up some stuff that they never got done in life. You know, all because of this greed spirit that's bigger than alcohol and drugs combined. You know, that shit, materialistic spirit and greed spirit, is so far out there that drugs and alcohol's nothing compared to what society has. We're lucky, and we are. You know, and I just wanted to touch that with you because it's personal, but it's real. You know, you're not going to hear that on Dr. Phil. You're not going to hear that anywhere. They're going to tell you to go get medications, go, you know, fake it till you make it. You know, and don't talk about your problems. Just give it to your God. Yeah, and it's insane. It's insane. Because when those people actually get in a predicament to where they've got to do something where it's life or death, they'll die. Because they've never done any homework and they've depended on everything around them to carry them through life. As opposed to us, as we actually have to look the past in the eyes, you know, all our demons, and go back through everything that we did, how shitty we was to ourselves and to others, and to admit it, and to constantly work on ourselves each day and to the heavens above. Look above. We've looked down long enough. Look up. There's some cool shit going on up there at night. How the constellations move every night, and the moon and the sun, and certain ones go through the moon, and there's some very hardcore energy and frequencies that we were never taught about. And truthfully, your drug addiction, your alcohol addiction, and the greed and the material spirit, all that blocks that aura that we're born with from a woman's womb, that we're carried in water for 9 months. We're carried in that, and then we're put out here into this world with a force field. Then we're shot with vaccines, with pills from the pharmacy, which is Mother Circe. Jupiter, which Jupiter rules Sagittarius. She's a mythology goddess who puts you under a spell, and you give her all your possessions and your money and turns you into pigs, and that's what's happened. Only we can see that. People's money will not allow them to say, nope, he's wrong. They can't. They'll say, look at everything I've got. I can't be wrong. You are wrong. Your money and your status in life proves that you're wrong, and all your medications and all of your modified foods from the Sam's that's made in bulk, made out of pretty much cardboard basically, you know, and that's it. But anyways, I love you. Let's get it today, man.